Okay, welcome to Mori, episode 28. I'm here with Koma. Qbhall will join us later, like always.
Oh yes.
But
Hi
well.
guys.
Well, been back from my vacation and I bought some, I don't know, pretty expensive stuff. I bought a whole box set of VHS tapes of Record of Lotus War, Heroic Knight from like 1995. I don't know, it's pretty good so far. I have a VHS player and TV then also can play it, so I can play the whole series except one tape that's completely dead, so have to or watch it online or watch it or buy a new tape or something like that. But yeah, that's always the case with these tapes. They don't really, they're finicky.
I mean, nowadays if you decided to watch an anime in VHS, you do so if you really care with a CRT and I mean, but it's a novel, and you do that because you like the look, the vintage look of it.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
it
That's
doesn't
more
serve a
you don't
practical
buy it
purpose.
because you have to. It's not like a
Yeah,
final, for instance.
most people just get VHS for collecting purposes, and they don't even bother to watch them if they have a VHS set all up. I mean, but I do have a VHS player and some tapes back at my mom's place, and I could watch
Mm.
some stuff again. Although we don't have a working CRT anymore, and on a
Uh,
modern TV, VHS tapes are, I mean,
yeah.
horrible. Like so, I mean, they have no purpose anymore unless I get another CRT again.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I bought him like on a whim. Like, I just saw him standing there. I'm like, I have a VHS player. I can play him. But, it was like, I had 90 euros or something like that. I'm like, yeah, we can lower that. I mean, the whole thing was not sealed anymore completely. One day was already not sealed anymore. So we can just lower it to 60 or something. I mean, the VHS tapes at this point, who's going to buy a whole set of 10 VHS tapes for like 90 euros. Like nobody anymore. Maybe back in the day, but no, nobody's gonna buy it anymore. It's pointless. Oh, you're back.
Unless it's something like ultra rare and as value
Yeah,
for collectors, it's unlikely, and more often than not, those VHS are going to be worthless.
yeah,
Are
eventually.
those VHS the English version of
Yeah, this is the American version.
the
It's
American
on.
version? Yes, because of course I don't
It's in
think
a slipcase,
subtitles were a
cartoon
thing, but
slipcase.
yeah, I don't think that subtitles were a thing when in 1998 when this OAV came out, Record of Lotus War, Chronicles of the Heroic Knight. It's from
Mm.
1998, as far as
Mm. Yeah, the original is from 1990, I believe.
I mean.
I like some tapes are like with subtitles, but the majority they tried with dubs because all cartoons were dubbed originally, had never subtitles, so they weren't used to that. So the majority tried to release them with dub because they didn't know any other thing. So
Maybe there were like bootleg or fan made
yeah, could be.
for a niche anime back then, and with
Mm.
subtitles even the mid 90s. And take, I mean, don't quote me on this because it's something that I may heard some time ago on a video, but I need to double check eventually to confirm it. But I mean, the first ever anime subtitles were from the very early 2000s, I think, like maybe
Mm.
2001, 2002, around that time, 2000, in the 90s. There, I don't think that the scene was quite there, even more so because um, like internet was lower back then.
Yeah, it was so
Even
raw.
downloading a movie was a feat. with like 56K modems or.
And then you had to have luck that it was actually the movie that you wanted and not some bullshit anti or some other shit that would just be on computer now.
I mean, it was possible to create subtitles because those by themselves are not they don't weigh, they don't, the file size is small, and so it was possible to share it on the internet without troubles. But people had to get the anime themselves, like importing Japanese releases or releases from any other country where those anime were available, and
Mm.
make subtitles and then share those on the internet. Maybe somebody did this at some point before uh, torrent and emule and other peer-to-peer and stuff with faster internet connection were a thing, I guess.
Mm. Yeah. Well,
Hello?
further about like
Hello?
mention Ikoku.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Oh, okay.
You also got this Mason in Koku.
Yeah. First step, also from America. That bought Miku one. That's some OVA from like the 90s, and I'm Fire Tripper, but that's an UK version in the plastic box basically. Funny enough, with like Record of Lotus War, I first watched the last iteration of the anime and then just went backwards and not beginning with the original, with most start with, and it's like the best one, like weirdly enough. But oh well. I mean, I can play him and maybe I sell Miku at some point if I'm not interested in that. I know that's subtitled, for instance, and the rest is all dubbed. And Ikoku is like 96 episodes, so like that's gonna take a while to watch all that. So you know,
I mean, even collecting all the tapes is it's going to be
yeah, yeah,
something.
in working
I
order
think, yeah, it's much more practical to get, I don't know, a DVD or Blu-ray
or watch
edition,
online.
or watch it online, or even better, yes. But if you want to collect the stuff, I mean, which is
Yeah,
why
I don't
people
know. I've
get.
never been really a fan. I mean, Qbhall in it though, and like it's the 90s, but
I mean,
still.
I watched like the maybe the first couple of episodes of Meiji Nikoku many years ago. Right now, I mean,
Mm,
um, I mean, it's one of those anime, those classic anime that maybe I should go back to and try
yeah, it's
again.
like a Love Hina kind of thing, and only less
More
perverted,
mature,
less over the top, I guess.
yes. Also, it's one of those series people regard as something that gets better the more you go and watch it. Like as the series progress deeper into the story, it gets better, more mature, more like it grows on you basically. So it's
Mm-hmm.
something that, but because it's more like how many episodes were like more than
96 episodes? That sounds
so many episodes. So that is why I never uh,
watched whole.
went through all of it back then.
Uh, yeah.
I
Mm,
wasn't that much interested in the series, but who
yeah.
knows? Maybe one, maybe now I could watch it.
Yeah. I mean, I also been watching Pet Labor TV series. That's 84 episodes. Been like at episode 16 now. Been watching that for the car rides because they got them long. So, and it's easy and it's just easy plot line, so I can just follow that. So, like, that's nice to watch while you have nothing to do for a while. So,
I guess, yeah.
hmm. And today I watched Godzilla Millennium from 2000 or like 1999, December 1999. Oh, it was like the first Godzilla movie that I watched with two guys in a suit battling it out and humans trying to destroy Godzilla. Lots of explosions. Like really goofy, but also fun. It's like with a spaceship, the CGI spaceship and all the shenanigans that go on in late 90s CGI, and like it's yeah, it's fun, and like it's a dumb movie, so yeah. Yeah. Qbhall, what have you been doing lately?
Well, I've kind of been looking for another manga to read. Probably I will have actually been trying to finish Trigun. I don't know if you've read the manga, right?
Fair bits. Yeah, the beginning
Okay.
mostly, and then just of maximum a bit. But yeah,
Right.
fair
Yeah, I've
bit.
been trying. It's not as it's. I thought it would be a easier read than it is, but I think there's some parts where I get a little confused.
Mm.
Maybe I need to. I don't know if you ever get to a point where you're reading manga and it's like, how to say, you kind of losing it and you have to kind of go back. It's like
Yeah, yeah.
I need to go
Maybe
back
yeah,
and
if the plot is a bit, tries to be a bit too weird, or you don't really get what's going on in the panel because it's how the way it's drawn and whatnot. But
yeah, I think a lot of stuff is like that. Like I think when you look at the Attack on Titan manga, I think a lot of parts are hard to follow. Um,
mm,
if that makes sense. Sometimes it's
yeah,
not.
that's all. Yeah, that's also a manga that you have to reread a bunch of times to get everything, all of the whole plot. You don't get it in one go, especially if you wait a few years for the new anime to come out, and you're gonna forget a lot of stuff. But
Yeah, it's
you know,
like there was some when the new episode started coming out, the last set, I had to like look at a recap video on YouTube, I was like, who the hell is all these people again? You know, uh, what
yeah,
were their connections? Like everybody is betraying everybody. I forget who was on whose side. Yeah, it's not like I think yeah, like Mushishi, you could almost pick it up anyway. There's nobody
yeah,
really.
yeah, it's really episodic. Just every episode's it's its own thing, and it's like barely grabbing back to other episodes or something like that. So
Right, yeah, exactly. So it's like uh yeah, Trigon is not like that. Attack on Titan is not like that. They had a really.
nope.
Oh man, and one that I had a lot of trouble with was I think we mentioned it before. Is it Eden the New World or something like that?
Yeah, New World. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know that one.
That
That's
one
also
is
really bizarre.
really that's a easy read. It starts off simple. There's these two kids on an island and like some kind of unknown disease wiped out a lot of people. Um, and I think they are immune. Um,
Mm.
and but then for a long time it gets really grounded. It just goes into the city, uh, and it's almost like a grounded crime drama almost. If that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense, you
Yeah.
know, like it's futuristic, yes, but it's not really. Well, I should say it's set in the future, but it's not really too fantastical about it. It could have been set in any time,
Yeah,
So,
yeah, 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 yeah,
and
yeah.
I kind of lost the plot for a little bit. I need to go back um, and start try to find a point where, or I might just need to start over, because um, especially I think in manga it could be easy to mix up characters because they don't have color to go with, you know.
Yeah.
Um, you don't have the color to kind of separate. Yeah, I never really realized, oh yeah, this is why all these people have crazy colors for their hair. We could easily tell them apart,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Now just all
But
blending
yeah,
together if you don't do it right.
yeah, So oh, I've looked up. Well, while looking for other stuff to read, I've seen one called Colorless. I think you probably know that one.
Cool. Oh yeah, I've seen that movie. Yeah, a long time ago.
No, that's Colorful. I think there's a movie called Colorful. There's
Oh.
there's a manga called Colorless. It's
Oh.
it's set in a world where some kind of accident has caused things to get black and white. The entire world. Like I think you're right. It's caused people to kind of
Hmm. Oh, there's
there
maybe
was
I've seen the cover somewhere or something.
colorful. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So
Oh yeah, well,
I
also colors.
I,
Wait, wasn't that the manga that was inspired by Nie? Pretty sure it was.
probably it has a kind of look to it that kind of makes me think of him.
Hmm. Right.
Yeah, it definitely reminds me of him.
Yeah.
But let's see what else. Oh yeah, still watching uh Delicious in Dungeon and Freerin. I kind of
Eh.
yeah, I think yeah, I mean, you always think you've seen everything, and then some of that kind of. I remember like when Trigun was out, I thought that was so so original. Like here's that because this was during the time where the VHS rips were now coming out, and I was like, oh,
Mhm.
a Western anime. This is like I know there's like a bunch of them, or at least there's Outlaw Star. Outlaw Star I think was before.
Mhm.
Or have you seen that one by the way?
Which one?
Outlaw Star.
Outlaw Star. No. I've heard about it, but no.
A couple of
Yeah, that
episodes I've watched, like it's sort of Western looking, right?
yeah. I think it's like a lot of people think about it and maybe as kind of like a prototype for maybe Cowboy Bebop. Like it kind of had that mix of things, um, uh, science fiction and kind of cowboy themes, like
Yeah, like Trigun also, that kind of
yeah.
stuff.
Are you guys ever seen this show was big here in Trinidad, Galaxy Rangers. That was
No.
No, I mean, I
No.
am familiar with what it is, but I never watch it.
yeah, it's I'm not sure what's the timeline of these things. I think Galaxy Rangers might have been a bit before. But I think some of the episodes were animated by some anime studios. Like in the 80s that used to happen a lot more. Um they would they would get like I think Toei animation and to do episodes. I don't know if you guys familiar with that. So like a lot of Western cartoons were animated in Japan actually. This was before like Japan get pretty expensive now. So they're outsourcing more to Korea and probably some other places. Like a lot of Western animation is done in Korea now. But back then it was done in Japan and like it had some really really great episodes, like because you had these because I imagine the Western budgets were bigger than what they had for their own series. You know. The anime The Big O?
Yeah.
Yeah, watch it. Yes.
Yeah, I think some of those guys worked on Batman the animated series, and they have that kind of same Art Deco, uh, retro futuristic look to them.
Steampunk, yeah.
Yeah.
Steven talked
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Even DuckTales, not just action and Western animation, but like I think some DuckTales were done by some big studios in Japan. You could probably look it up. But it's interesting. Like only years after people really I've been going through lists of stuff and they were showing like which studios worked on certain episodes of shows. So there were I think I mentioned Gargoyles before. There were some Gargoyles episodes done by um there was a division of Disney uh animation that worked in that was there at the time in Japan, and I think it was some of the guys that worked at it might have been TMS and some one of them big studios that had good animation. They worked on that and they worked on Batman the animated series. Like I don't know if you guys are I always mention it but I forget that Koma, you are a fan of it or
Sorry, could you repeat, please? A fan of?
were you a fan of Batman the animated series?
I mean, I wouldn't call myself a fan, but I have watched it when I was a child, basically, because it was on TV here in Italy.
Right.
So,
Yeah, well, that's like a lot of stuff here too. It's like you have to like it by default. It's on TV, and we have like one channel. This is what we're watching now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. But if you watch it back now, I think you might be surprised at how good some of the animation is. Um, I don't know. You ever look back at shows that you looked at as a kid, and you see like it looks, a lot junkier than you remember.
I mean, it was very well made as far as I remember.
Oh,
Also, the
okay,
character
yeah.
design is from now
Tim,
gone comic book artist Darwin Cook. Who did a couple
yeah,
of
yeah.
yeah.
Was it Bruce Tim also? I think he was responsible for a lot of the design.
No, I mean,
That's no.
but he did Batman the animated series character design.
But yeah, you could look up Bruce Tim. I know he was among them too. Uh,
Mm,
um, but I think you mentioned Cook before.
yeah, I
But
did.
yeah,
All right, let me check something. I need to double check. All right, she surely collaborated with.
Oh, by the way, on vacation I also found Echo Proxy CDs. Two of them, like for like 10 euros a pop. I don't know, it was kind of surprising to find that in a store. It's not that expensive online, but still, nice sketch.
oh, okay. I was looking at some what do you call them? Like explainer videos for that series. Because I don't know what the hell was going on. Yeah, there's a lot of that. I think in the 90s there was a lot of that, or early 2000s there was a lot of these
Yeah, it
kind
was
of
from 2001. Just,
yeah, like a lot of shows where it's like, yeah, I don't know what the hell is happening. Serial experiments laying that.
Yeah, yeah,
What I
yeah,
was looking at, I was looking at Wolves Rain 2 and Technolize.
yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, a lot of strange things going on.
Yeah, I mean, yes, a lot of the same directors. Technolize, Witch Hunter Robin, Echo Proxy, all the same mind and the same character designer, etc., etc. So a lot of the same guys just come together, and then you get more goth kind of cryptic shows that you don't really see anymore. You don't see any gothic shows anymore nowadays. It's more like all moe, and there's some gore some still left, but like not as much as it was before, really. Not as many shows. I mean, a show can have a lot of gore, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's like a cycle. They'll come around again.
Yeah, true. It's also in sci-fi and other genres. Now it's all fantasy, and before that it was science fiction. So yeah.
I mean, this series was fairly popular back in the day when it came out, and now
Cult classic.
it's kind of forgotten now.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, I don't
no,
know.
it might have had fans, but did anybody actually understand what the hell was going on?
I
That's the next
mean,
question.
if you watched, it enough and theorized enough, then you're probably gonna get like something like Blame. If you spend enough time in it, you're gonna get at some point in time. But it takes a couple of tries to really get into it. I mean,
Yeah,
I have my own server for Echo Proxy, and it has a lot of people on it. I mean, the even less obscure show is like Witch Hunter Robbing for that. That's even less fans. I mean, back in the day, that's some fans, but nowadays it's Still new fan art and still get some new people in, but not as much as it was before.
I
It's a
don't
lot
know. I
more
don't know.
normal than Aircore Proxy or like Technolize. It's set in a normal world, but then with magic. But and it's also really slow. But and you know, but also
I don't know
still
anything about
fun.
that one. I don't know nothing about that one.
Yeah, it's one of the less known shows of this director. Wait, let me
But
show.
is it worth a watch? You think?
I mean, yeah, I watched it. I mean, it's pretty nice. It gets also the kind of cryptic feel as in Aircore Proxy, but it's more. It's in the beginning pretty slow, and yeah, it has a build up, but it gets somewhere. You get some story, you get some lore, you get some. It's a nice mystery anime with like some nice magic, some nice designs in the characters, etc., etc. But don't expect too much from the animation. It's not the highest budget thing ever. Like think of like Helsing 2001, but then looks a bit different, less gothic. Well, it also looks gothic, a lot gothic, but in tone and style, it's just a lot different than that.
What's the premise of that one?
What Helsing or Robin?
Um, Robin.
Robin. It's about this girl you see here, Robin. She's a witch hunter. She joins this organization, she comes from Italy, joins another side of the organization, and hunts down witches that have their power awoken inside of them and cause havoc and try to eliminate them without killing them. So just capturing them and taking them away, but nobody knows where they're gonna be held at and what's gonna happen to them. And then there's a whole mystery of like who is Robin actually. What is her goal? Like, what's the secret organization of the witch hunters' goal, and why are they after Robin? And then it just goes on and on, and like there's some, and then the side, and they have a bunch of side characters, but you have also the character Amon. That's like the guy you see on the left here. He is the more silent, cool type, you could say. He's like the one that's uh trying to shadow Robin, also helping her, but also shadowing her, trying to find out why she's here and what's her whole purpose. It's a lot of mystery, a lot of it's more atmospheric mystery, you could say, with some action in it. I don't know. I watched it. I have the whole DVD set. That's how I watched it. I also have the soundtracks. Not too promising, but the first CD was all the best. But I don't know. Worth a watch, I would say.
I'll check it out. I'll add it to the evergreen list. Is like there's 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 more things than you could ever watch. Even like if you never watch a new show going forward, there's still stuff that you'll never finish from the past.
Oh yeah, yeah. And
You
every
know,
year there's more and more animes being published. So even if anime ended today, you would like have enough for a couple of lives just to watch. So never
yeah,
get bored with it, really.
it's kind of weird to think about. Like just imagine how much work goes into one, much less having more than you could deal with.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah, it's not like you can also skip a lot of shows because they have the same kind of plot or like you get used to a plot line. Like I know from like the Anime Man, you said like something like I got bored of anime because I saw the same thing over and over and over and over. And I'm like, yeah, if you watch that long anime, then yeah, you're gonna get the same kind of plot lines or characters or motivations or like styles, and then you just gonna get bored if you just watch the same thing over and over and over because you recognize so much stuff that you've already seen. If you're like a newbie, then you're like, everything is new. Like You've not seen that really before,
I
like
mean,
anywhere else.
the same goes for any media, though, even
Yeah,
movies.
yeah, that's true. That's true, and it just depends how much you watch of it. Like as kid, you just watch random cartoons, random episodes, and never real
I mean,
series. You never
you
really
get different
follow.
actors, I guess, but I mean, for anime, maybe this is more true than any other media because I mean, I don't feel like they have changed much over the past 10 to 50 years in terms of style. I mean, there are exceptions, but I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, between decades, you can definitely see a style change or like a character that's changing, like a whole series of the different uh, things and like genres that getting popular and then not anymore, and then etc. etc.
yeah,
etc.
yeah. I mean, in terms of character design, anime
Yeah,
style, things didn't change for quite some time now. I mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you could tell the difference between an anime from the 90s I don't want to say even prior to that, but let's say from the 90s up till the early 2000s, you can see the difference.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Also,
definitely. That's easy.
the switch from like anime cells
Cell animation to digital.
to
Yeah, yeah,
digital. Yeah, you can tell the difference. Also, the difference in style. I mean, something has changed over the years during that period of time. But now, I don't know. Like ever since 2010 up till now, the past 14, 15 years of anime are like from an artistic um, viewpoint the same as far as I'm
yeah.
concerned.
I mean, yeah,
Ma-
yeah, yeah, yeah. In modern anime, you really have to dig to have some different plot line or style or whatnot, and just have to dig to something interesting than just watch the same kind of isekai or same kind of Sword of the Line clone or same kind of. Well, you get what I mean. Just the
yeah,
same
I
kind of
mean,
show over and over.
you get cool shows, still, no doubt, but
Oh yeah,
as a medium, anime looks like it has stopped evolving from an artistic point of view. I
yeah. It's
mean,
probably also the problem with like creating so many anime per year and just having every goddamn manga that's ever come out having an anime adaptation and just kind of don't really get any different things because she adapts so many things with the same kind of style. So you get so many shows with the same kind of style. So you don't get any original shows or like anything special, like like these kinds of shows, like Witch Hunter Robin or Hacker Proxy, Techno
yeah,
Eyes. They're all original shows, and not that every anime has to be an original show to be interesting. But it's kind of not really a thing anymore. It's just like every a lot of manga of the same kind of style get an adaptation, thus it kind of blend all together. Except if you
yeah.
dig
Also,
more than
OAV is dead. It has been dead for quite some time now. Like original video anime that were made entirely for the on video audience. I mean, it's
mm,
not the same as it used to be.
no, no, no. They're
For those
just
also,
extras or like a different ending or just like not really its own standalone story. But since that market collapsed and it got replaced by something else, it's not real and OVAs like OVAs died in like the early 2000s or something like that. I saw the last ones go by. Well, Mall, I don't really.
at the very least, like now, many of the popular anime that are being made from manga are like have multiple seasons and they follow for the most part faithfully the original manga, which is good, like Kimetsu no Yaiba, or
Mm,
even prior to that Attack on Titan, or I mean there are other examples. Now I can't I mean another one I would like to find Jujutsu Kaisen. Also Jujutsu Kaisen, even if it's something that I don't personally watch, as far as I know it was a good I mean, so far as when Mappa did all right, I guess. I mean, my point is that prior to the last couple of years, anime that were based on manga or light novels, most of the time didn't get more than one season because the anime itself was a tool to advertise the franchise basically, and after it served its purpose, it was gone for good, and I mean no reason to bring it back again. That's my idea. I may be partly wrong with this, but
That kind of remind me of Berserk, the original one, because it's like
I mean
I don't know
other
if you remember
times,
it.
and eventually they made another version of Berserk and
Oh
adapt
yeah,
most of it, I guess.
but I mean I was thinking at the time I didn't, for some reason at the time I used to always wait for the eventual, or what I assume would always be the inevitable eventual anime adaptation. I didn't used to read a lot of manga, Um, but so I didn't read it up until relatively recently, if you could believe that. So only recently, when I say recently, let me say the past, I don't know, maybe 5 years, you could say, because and it's weird too because like with an ending like that, you'd think I would want to know immediately what the hell happened. I don't know if you remember, but the anime ended at the eclipse.
Yeah, like it did with many adaptations.
Yeah, so but I mean, I'm glad I did though.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, would you guys? I think I asked this before, but would you guys still recommend to new people to read it, even if?
I mean, why not? It's still getting published, and it's getting an ending eventually, so the manga is worth it. But for the anime, just do the original anime from 1997. And maybe the movies, but beyond that, yeah.
I mean,
I don't
even
know.
without the ending, Berserk, it's still Berserk. So
Yeah,
it's
you
one of
can't
the
really get
most
around it.
important and influential manga ever made in history. So, I mean,
Yeah.
and
In
personally, I
history,
really enjoyed it, so I would recommend it.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, apparently Robin was popular back in the day, but was even on the cover of this in America. So, yeah, I don't know, that's some popularity back in the day, but also bought a few copies of these with like Pet Labor. And what else did I bought? Excel Saga? Yeah, I also bought Excel Saga.
oh, that was if I remember, that was a classic comedy series.
Excel Saga?
Yeah, it was a comedy series, right?
Comedy? Was this a comedy?
Excel Saga, yeah, isn't that a comedy?
Oh no, Last Excel. Sorry, Last Excel. No, that was by the character designer for Silver Experiments Lane, Abe.
Oh,
About
what was it called?
planes. Last Excel.
Okay.
No. And then,
Okay.
yeah. And also an interview for Giant Robo. Also bought that. I don't know. Can maybe scan those in, but I already looked for like American scans, and I found a guy that was doing scans, but I only found a cover, but no actual scan. So I don't know what happened to that. If there's any point in scanning that in, but I don't know. Maybe you can look it up later. Ask the guy to do something about it.
All right.
Typing.
I'm typing.
Yeah, it's really audible.
Yeah, my mechanical keyboard is like this.
Hmm.
Oh, what you've been playing, by the way? Now that I mentioned the keyboard. if anything?
Uh, I've been playing Children of the Nile, which is an old city builder game from 2004. I really enjoying it because I really like ancient Egypt, and you can build a whole city, pyramids,
Mm.
everything. I mean, if you know city builders games, you know how it is. I mean, you start with little and you build everything else along the way. Like
Oh yeah,
civilization and stuff like that are also city
right.
builders. Mhm.
It's where I never, as much as I like PC gaming, I never got into that. And that is a very PC centric, you could say, type of series. City building. You know, it's weird that I never got into it. Uh, it's not a, how to say, it's not an easy game to probably get into. A type of series, if that makes sense. Is you had to pay attention, and there's a lot of micromanaging. You know, uh, one oh, have you I haven't played it, but have you ever played the old Dune games? I hear they were like uh
The originals?
one of them was, yeah, there was one of them I think was one of the earliest real time strategy games ever made. I think the one of the early Dune games.
Doom. Oh, Dune. Oh, Doom.
Yeah, Dune. Dune.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, those. Oh, yeah, I know 'em.
Me neither, sadly.
yeah.
I mean, I've seen
I think
videos
that.
about it, but
Oh, you guys have seen the new one or
new game?
uh
Oh, the movie. Yeah, I've seen
yeah.
part two. That was pretty good.
Okay. What is it? Well, I actually surprised that they made it. It seems like it
It
seems
was
kind of
delayed
like
a
the
bunch
type
of
of.
times.
Oh yeah, but what I mean is, it seems like the kind of movie that they wouldn't greenlight because it's not exactly uh it's not exactly the kind of thing that I might think would be the most profitable. If that makes
I
sense. The
mean,
like, how to say, is not
it's not Star Wars. No, it's
yeah,
not
no,
like
but even
as easy. It's more political and more gray and more like it's a bit more. It goes a bit deeper than the average Star Wars movie. No, but like the
uh,
novels existed for a long time, like since the 70s. So a lot of fans have been built up over the years, and then you have the 80s one, and then like another one that was almost finished but couldn't come together. So like a lot of fans for that, and like and then first part happened, and I'm like, oh shit, lots of people want to see this, so we're gonna make part two. But they didn't even know if part one would really work at the beginning, but it worked out, and then a bunch of delays, and then and then we did probably do three, and that's it for that director. I saw like the latest news of him.
yeah, I actually surprised that the I'm surprised it did as good as it did. Maybe it's like yeah, people want something totally different. Maybe people maybe it could do sci-fi that is not a Marvel movie. You know,
Mm.
maybe.
Oh, by the
You know,
way, we're seeing the Fallout series. I've been watching it for like last couple of like since 2 weeks or something like that. I
what
don't
do you
know.
think?
I don't know. I had a pretty good time. It was not bad. It was not like going overboard with certain teams or something like that. And the plot held up pretty well. So I'm like, I had a good time with it. I'm like, I think some parts of the games were not true to it, said some fans, but I don't know. Well, like, had nothing that really stood out to me that like wouldn't really make sense. I mean, it would make sense in this world, but not anywhere else. It's like a world that's been nuked over and over, and just war never changes and all that. And then you have
Right.
ghouls, guy that just comes out of The character that just comes out of a grave and just walks the earth like it's nothing, lives for 200 years. The fallout girl that just tries to find her father, and then there's a whole plot with that. But I don't know. And then a giant mech, basically, that you walk around in. But I don't know. Pretty good so far. I mean, it's like
You are
eight
a fan of the
episodes.
games at all?
No, I
You
haven't
happen to be
played
a
the
fan
game.
of
I
the
just
games?
watched few
Oh,
videos
okay.
on it. There's some other stuff, but not much else for that really.
Yeah, I don't know much about the games either, but I know that they're supposed to be a PC classic. You know, especially well, everybody these days know Fallout 3 when it was 3D, but I remember it used to be a top-down series.
Yeah, it's true from the late 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people I don't know, it's weird. Like a lot of people miss that style, you know, and like you would think that like a game made in that style is made like that because of limitations. Like we can't show this thing for real. We had to show it like this, you know. If that, you know what I mean? Is
Yeah.
like JR, you know, like I used to imagine. Well, maybe the reason why they have JRPGs combat like that is because we can't do the thing for real. So you know, we'll do it like this. But I sure you see like retro games now where they actually go back to that kind of style. Like because a AAA
Yeah.
studio, you know, it's kind of interesting. A AAA studio wouldn't make a game like that, even though they were the studios that made those games in the first place. So you had to get like what do you call them, like a spiritual successor,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. I mean, as they try to update the style constantly, they just changed that. Thought that was old, and just tried something completely new. It's like the same with like Yokohama. Like you had the 1989 OVA, but with like 2001, they said the creator said like I want something new because they were so used to that style from the 90s, 80s, 70s of like 2D cell animation. Now it's digital, so that's a completely new style. And then if you're used to that, then you want to go back to another style. Like that's how it goes. During the time.
Can you imagine a version of Yokohama Kadashikiko redone today with modern character
I
design and everything?
mean, yeah, why
Oh
not? I mean,
God,
there's so many, slice of life anime that do that. So why not? I mean,
Yeah, but
I don't know,
the OVs are like perfect.
yeah, of course. I
yeah,
mean, it just depends who does them and like what direction they're gonna do. I'm like, yeah, but it's feasible to do like something like the originals. That's feasible to do. Obviously, it just depends on like
well,
who does them and what direction they're gonna do. But
well, if you mean feasible technically, or you mean feasible as in are there enough fans of this that is worth it to do it?
I mean, yeah, that may be the second one that is just they're fans of it and they want to recreate it as original as possible, but or just want to go a completely new direction with it, like the
Uh,
2003 one. But yeah,
yeah,
I
here's what I
don't
think
think.
is yeah, I think this is a good example. Remember there was a new Kino's Journey,
Yeah,
and I don't think the new style worked good at all because it was, like you say, it was modern, right? It was uh, too modern. It was
yeah.
too clean, you know. And it's the same thing with YKK. If they're doing it, I think it should look as analog as possible. You know, I know they wouldn't be able to do it for real, but it could probably
Maybe it's just a style, just keeping it modern, but trying to
yeah,
be.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, if
And
it was like
and, and you
Bookie Pop
know
Phantom, for instance, with the new version. The new version looks real clean and is way more understandable and has a bit more explanation while keeping the mystery and all that. And the
which
original
one
was
is it?
just Bookie Pop Phantom.
Oh, there's a new one.
Yeah, a few years ago already.
Oh shit. Okay. I haven't
And
even
but
watched the old one, you know. But
mm,
yeah, Is it continuing or is it like a
No,
reboot?
no,
Or
it's
what is it?
a remake, a reboot, basically, but then with a
Oh,
bit more understandable and just like the original anime was like set after the novels, basic three novels, basically. So a lot of stuff, even after the series, wasn't really understandable, except if you read the novels. It's more for those kinds of fans. If you read the stuff before, then you get it. But that was really atmospheric and really mysterious and really like the fuck is going on. And like the new one is also really mysterious, but still worked because it explained a bit more and was a bit more clear what the hell happened. But it still worked on its own. So it just depends on like who does it and like how you're gonna do it. Like you can just fuck it over completely. Like with X-Arm, for instance, like the manga looks fine, even detailed at some parts. And then you have the anime, I'm like, that's like an extreme example, but still it just all depends like how much time and how much energy you want to take in it, and if you have enough time and not rework it all together at the last moment and then fuck it up. But I mean, with Yokohama, it can still be done to have something original and feels like something. I'm like, we have now the newest episodes of like Spice and Wolf, and a lot of fans finding that pretty good, and a lot of
oh
positive
wait,
reviews.
is the new one is out?
Yeah,
Ah shit, I had to watch that. But on the other hand, um, the since it's like a reboot, they'll be covering a lot of the same ground. So uh,
and then hopefully they're just gonna, finish the series this time than just stopping at some season. But who knows at this point? I'm pretty sure, but I don't know. And there's a lot of positive reviews for all of them, new and old fans. So yeah, you know. And then we also have like Door getting a season 2, so that's also pretty nice. Probably again 12 episodes. So yeah, I don't know. Lots of reboots and season 2s coming out for some series I really want to watch. I
so
don't know
what
if
would you
I'm gonna watch Spice and Wolf though, but you know.
yeah, I need to. I mean, I'm reading. I had started reading it, but it takes a long time before it gets to where the anime left off. But they kind of they have a fair amount of differences, I think. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, so it's not as easy for me to just jump in and jump out. But
Yeah.
like some some manga they're so close. When I go to the Reddit, there's like, yeah, you need to start at exactly this episode, or the manga or anime, depending on which one
Yeah.
you're moving from or to. I find that it's kind of interesting. With Spice had adapted, it was originally a novel, right?
The original anime, yeah, that was a novel. Originally, yeah.
So wait, the anime, or I should say the manga was based on the novel.
Yeah. Basically, just visualizing the novel, basically, just having the story and then just making a manga out of it, and then from that came an anime eventually, or maybe from the novels itself. I don't really know. I'm not really that deep on Spice and Wolf. I
Okay.
do have an art book of it, like a French version of the art book, but
I have the manga, and I mean, I haven't watched the new anime, even though I should. This one looks fairly well made, and the art is more faithful to the original novel, I think. I
Okay.
mean, it looks nice, though.
So you read the you
although
read, you
Hollow
read the
looks
manga
more
to
like a
the end?
lull in this one, but
You read the manga to the end? Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess without spoilers, like, so I take it the world gets more fantastical and expanded as they go along.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, there are also all other deities or other than Holo. Also, I mean,
Okay.
the series is kind of ongoing, if I remember correctly, because there is
Oh,
the sequel with
Yeah,
the
spin-off.
daughter
Yeah.
of Holo and Lawrence that travels with this other guy, Wolf and Parchment. I think it's the title.
okay.
Yeah, the
I'll have
kid.
to, well, I haven't even read the first one out yet, so I'll have to look into that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
there's a lot to read. What would you guys say is the best thing that never got adapted?
Yeah.
Uh,
You know,
hmm,
if you could choose that.
I
tough
mean,
one.
there's a couple of things that I don't want to be done, like Biomecha, for instance. Then Polygon would do that, and we get a 3D mess of Biomechas. I don't really want to have that, but
Right.
you know,
So
but
you don't want
yeah,
them to attempt it even. Don't attempt it.
yeah. Basically, I mean, what do I want to have? A manga from an
Right.
anime? Yeah. I
No,
know a
no.
good blame adaptation, but that's dreaming. Uh, yeah, that's a good one.
Is well,
Sanctuary,
I could ask
maybe?
this.
I don't know. That's
Which
kind of
one?
fun.
Which one?
Sanctuary.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. What's the
It's
premise of that?
The Ikegami series. Ryuichi Ikegami, that century.
What's the premise of that?
Sanctuary.
What's the premise of that one?
Wait, let me have
I don't think I'm familiar with that one.
yeah, Sanctuary. It's about these two guys that are brothers that are one is in the government in a high position and one is in the Yakuza in a one position. And both together they want to create a sanctuary for themselves. That everybody in politics is like below 40 and they have all the money and just can make a better world basically for themselves and for the world around them, more to their beliefs, and there they have their struggle to keep their promise to each other because they come from like Vietnam or something like that, and they were and they traveled to Japan to make a difference. There's also an OVA from the 90s of that. That's also pretty fun, but you don't really get the whole story. I have a couple of
Right.
volumes of the manga.
Okay. So how come? Why you don't want it adapted then? What you
I
think
don't
something
know.
will be lost?
Like the
Or
style is also really good. Like the art is pretty damn good, and like it's just a really interesting story to have been done. I don't think they will do that, but it can be done. I'm like, why not? There was also like another show that's been adapted. What was it? Fable. Yeah, it was Fable that's been adapted. It's also kind of a Yakuza story, but a Yakuza with a mission to not kill anybody for a while, and that's really difficult for him, or something like that. I haven't seen the WoW one yet, but it's also a pretty old manga.
I don't know about when you said Fable, I thought it was that game. I was like, what that guy in anime?
No, 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 no,
Adaptation.
no, 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 all other thing. But no, Sanctuary would be a good thing to adapt. Like it's pretty giddy and pretty 80s, obviously, so I don't think it will work. But it's been released in Italy and it's being released in English a long time ago, and those films should go for a lot nowadays.
I'll have to
And
check out that. But yeah, go ahead, Koma. Or Koma, I was gonna say something.
Guess not. And then you have Fable, yeah, Fable. A Yakuza hitman that tries that has a mission not to kill anybody. There's also recently came an anime out of it. I don't know how good that one is. I still have to watch it, but you know, I'm like, why not?
What is the Is there anything that's like is weird? Like it might seem strange, but I like I only like stuff that has some kind of fantastical element. I'm trying to think.
Uh,
I'm trying to think of something grounded that I like. I guess you could say Monster is kind of grounded. That's pretty grounded.
oh,
This,
Monster.
as in,
Yeah. That's
yeah.
based in the real world. It's like one of the few anime that has actual and manga that has, locations right than just like, everything set Japan or like one episode is set in America fakely and not much else. And like this one is completely set in Germany and it actually, looks realistic and acts realistic. I mean, some plot points are not really that realistic, but hey, it's still a good read and watch. So.
Um, I guess is there any Lupin series or episode or movie that has anything actually magic in it or supernatural?
No clue. I only watched the Calestro movie in cinema, and that's about it. I watched of it.
Okay, I think that is another one, but I would say that is like is grounded. I guess it's kind of grounded, but it's also fantastical. It's like yeah, this guy's like
Yeah, I mean
jumping,
it's
from
you know.
rooftop to rooftop. That's crazy. So it's not
Yeah,
like
it's crazy, but it's still grounded in a way. Yeah. I mean, then you have the Climber. There's also a manga that
About climbing mountains.
bingo. Yeah, basically. First, it was started as like a seinen a story of like, oh no, we have to battle to the top or something like that, and there's all kinds of classes. And then the writer just built on him. We couldn't work with him anymore, and then the artist had to pick up the series, and then it got way better basically. And then
Yeah.
it skipped to like he was in his late 20s, and then it got a little more grounded, and you have the art, etc., etc.
Yeah,
So
because at the beginning it was somebody else writing the
yeah,
story, and then Sakamoto is the name, if I remember the name of the mangaka, which is now doing a vampire themed manga, Dracul, or
mm,
it came out in Italian. Yes.
mm.
or the premise you guys mentioned there reminded me of have you ever heard of Summit of the Gods?
Yeah,
The
Taniguchi
manga.
by Taniguchi. Yeah, Jiro Taniguchi, Summer of the Gods. Yeah,
Okay, so is
gods.
that
Mhm.
that one is well it have like it shares something in the premise, right?
I mean, yeah, it's both climbing and both like really grounded and detailed. So yeah, it shares that kind of stuff from
And
it.
you know what, that is a grounded one that I like a lot too actually. That one is there's nothing fantastical about it, but I think
No.
that
There's a little bit of action somewhere in the middle, but the majority is just like talking
a
for the
drama.
majority of the time.
Yeah, yeah, what do you guys think about doing stuff like sometimes when I used to look at a lot of Simpsons commentaries, you know, back when they were good.
Mm.
Um, you know, and one of the things that they would mention was they would have to do something to make it worth doing in animation. So it couldn't be something that could have been done in live action. Then there has to be a reason why this is animation. Then, if that makes sense,
Mm.
it's like because then we could just film this. So they would add in things that you couldn't necessarily have. Like in Summit of the Gods, I imagine like it would be impossible to do some of that extremely dangerous, or it would be hard, I should say. To do some of that. Yeah, this guy's hanging from. You would have to use CG anyway, so it's animation in a way. You know.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, and I actually surprised. Well, that they make a movie about it, but I think Netflix helped produce it. So I think the streaming services, because they're so desperate for content, we will get some interesting uh stuff coming out because they'll be
Yeah.
looking at, they'll be looking to mine areas that are mainstream, quote unquote. Not that is where that are calling Netflix, not mainstream. Yeah, like there's like a small indie company, No. They are behemoths, but they'll be choosing to do things that other people wouldn't
just to
do.
get
You know?
anything really.
Yeah. And I mean,
I mean, I
not just
remember
it.
the movie running for a while in the cinema, but I didn't want to watch it because I hadn't finished the manga. So you know,
Oh, look up this. I don't know if it, Le Collège Noir. Uh,
look.
so is animated, I think, in Japan, but I think it's based on a French comic. um, so I've been trying to find it. College Noir.
Le College Noir.
Yeah, I don't think this is kind of
That
weird, but yeah. So it's got an adaptation recently. You could check out the trailer, and the animation is like real good. I think it's Toei Studio or something that did it.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, let me see. Official trailer. All right.
Toei Animation, I think. Yeah, look at that. There's all this stuff coming out that
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. It looks 2D, but it's 3D. Yeah.
No, it's not 3D. It's 2D.
Oh.
Toei Animation.
I know. I thought the first scene looked a bit 3D, but I don't know. Maybe there's some CGI put in there, so it looks a bit 3D, but could be wrong.
Um, let me see. Yeah, Le Collège Noir. Toei
Hmm.
Animation. Yeah. So it's Toei Animation. Yeah. This is an anime studio, but um,
And what's it about?
well, it's like these kids going. Well, I guess they're college age, but I mean, well, it's you're looking, but they go into this abandoned place. It seems like, and I guess it's haunted, but
Hmm.
there's no. I don't. As far as I could tell, there's no translation for it.
Shin-chan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was looking at a lot of Shinchan gifs shared on Twitter. It's like they have like some real good animation and it's sprinkled in, and like the names especially.
Hmm.
Like they have like like I wouldn't be thinking Shinchan has like an action sequence. Like a friggin' sick one too.
Hmm.
I need
I mean,
to.
USA was for a long time that stuff for Shin-chins and especially the openings and endings. So, like, yeah, he was a big fan of it for a long time when he did those, and he's still doing them. Like the latest thing I saw from him was Shin-chin.
Who did that?
USA, Masaki USA. You
Okay,
know, Time Galaxy.
yeah. He definitely have that kind of. That seems like the kind of thing that he would like to do. He have that kind of
Hmm.
loose uh loose drawing, you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
experimental, really fast paced. Yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah, I don't
Oh
know
yeah,
why.
and I also watched like this week Angel's Egg in the cinema. Yeah, man, that was a treat.
That it had a lot, so it had a lot of people smoking and shit in there. I imagine people had to get high to watch this. Maybe they want to stand where the hell happened.
I mean, you don't really need drugs for this. The anime is drugs enough to. It won't really make it any more weird than it already is. It's just like it's it's one of the only movies that really gets the style down for like the Final Fantasy author. What's his name again? What's his name again? Yoshitaka, yeah, Amano, yeah, Amano. It's one of the only
Uh,
movies that gets the style right.
yeah, but I guess you could kind of do it when there isn't a huge amount of animation in it. Because there's
Well, I don't know.
a lot
I
of background
mean,
painting.
Angel's Egg has a lot of character animation, not really, you know, action scenes or something like that, but
Yeah,
it
but
has a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different, a lot of art in the background setting it, but also a lot
right.
of the
That's
characters with their hair movements and like dream-like stages and whatnot.
yeah. That's what I mean. It's almost like a feature length movie, music video. You know?
Yeah. It has dialogue in it in the middle, but not that much. No, but like it's also really
Yeah, like
loud,
that.
especially in the cinema with like the toot the flutes going off. That's like really goddamn loud. Like that's probably
It
the
must,
thing. It's just to shock you in some way.
or was there a lot of people there?
Yeah, the thing was sold out, but maybe one or two people were missing. So like, yeah, a lot of people in it for a movie that was when it first started was not that popular. I mean, took 3 years for the director to get some success with Pet Labor to get money out of it because they didn't make any goddamn money. And it was like, and he was struggling with his religion, and an old plot of Lupin was even used in this. Like there was a
What?
Lupin story, yeah, there was a Lupin story with a castle and a girl with an egg and with angels in it. Wait, I can look up the Wikipedia. Then can.
What the hell? Wait, so then
Uh,
that would have been one thing with supernatural elements.
yeah,
Is
it's
that what?
wasn't a cancelled plot basically that was used for this movie, but then got turned into this. Luckily, but you know what I mean. Let
Man,
me
that's
look
weird.
up.
That's really weird. You know what? And I think here's what's crazy, right? Now that you said it, I remember I read it somewhere, but I kind of disregarded it because it was so crazy. I
Yeah,
would
yeah,
like to
yeah,
hear.
yeah. Looks
I wonder if it's
sounds
real.
really goddamn weird, obviously.
Yeah,
Let me.
you know that movie that nobody hell happened in it. That was a Lupin show that they didn't make. That was yeah, that seemed like
Hmm.
that's like something. No, that is something you would need drugs to make that connection. It's like yeah, well, what is the two most different things that you could have?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Let
All
me
right.
see. Where is it? Blah, 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 blah. Ghost and Shell. Relation. Cancelled year. The film repurposes ideas that Oshii developed for a cancelled Lupin the Third film, which later became Legend of the Gold of Babylon. Both concepts focus on a mysterious girl, while the Angel's Egg is based on the cancelled film's Angel Fossil. So it's
And that's
basically a cancelled plot that was late repurposed or like changed into Legend of the Gold of Babylon.
all right. That's pretty wild. Okay. Um.
Yeah, from like some interview from like 1998 or like 1989. I don't know. It's an interesting thing, but yeah,
Oh,
that's what I
what
watched.
about? Oh, well, what are you guys new either anime or manga recommendations that I or anybody else should try? You
Mm,
know.
Record of Lotus Wars, Pet Labor TV series. I've more been watching. Yeah. You know already, Delicious in Dungeon. You already watched that. What have I been watching? Mm, let me see. Those are Konosuba season 3. I've been watching 1 and 2. Those were the leaked episodes, by the way. That's pretty fun. I don't know.
Which one?
Konosuba.
Konosuba season 3. I've been watching that. There have been 2 leaked episodes. I don't know. I
Or
haven't.
was the premise of that?
Basically, your normal isekai get some loser dies in the normal world, gets isekai to another world, but in this case, it makes fun of the isekai genre, and the loser stays kind of a loser. They stay in the same starting town that most of the RPG stories based in, and all the characters kind of are just whack and imperfect, like really imperfect, but really got them funny in that regard. Like they kind of change over time, but it's like it kind of makes fun of the thing. Like you have the cliche in love isekais that you can't tell about the world that you actually come from. That you can't say that, like in ReZero, for instance. And here they just kind of do it all, in a comedic way. It's like, oh no, yeah, dinner is running. Oh no, this is happening. Oh no, that is happening. And it's just like lots of also edgy jokes, also weird shit that happens, but it's pretty damn fun. I mean, one of the few isekai I would actually watch.
Oh, what were you watching, Koma?
Not much. I've watched the first Spirit of Wonder OAV with a friend, and I'm reading Leviathan by Shiro Kuro. Kuroi Shiro, or what is the name? I mean, Leviathan, that manga, we have talked about it many times, actually.
Mm.
What are your, yeah, sorry, go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
What were you saying?
So
What's it about?
Leviathan and Spirit of Wonder.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Leviathan is the one on the ship.
Yes,
The
exactly. I've started reading it after getting the set that came out in Italy recently.
Okay.
It's a cool story about this ship that disappeared at some point, and no one knew where it went and why it disappeared. And basically, the equipe of people that discovered the ship and started to explore it goes inside and find a diary about the incident where like after the ship disappeared, the people inside what happened to them is written on the diary, and they discover the story piece by piece, and as they explore the ship, which used to be a ship that contained how do you call it, life support pod or something, a capsule of
And only one person can get into
yes,
it, and then
yeah,
you can
exactly.
kind of a battle royale
Yeah,
on
it's a
who's
battle.
getting into it and who's not.
Yeah, basically, it's like something in between Mugen of reviews. Do you know that manga, that anime? Mugen
Let me.
of reviews. I think it's the title. Yeah,
Was the premise of that one?
Mugen no reviews. 1999.
Was the premise of that one?
Basically, it's like the Lord of the Fireflies, but in space. Those kids are
Okay.
inside this spaceship for reasons that I actually forgot, even though I watched it not that many years ago. But basically, on Leviathan, you have this ship, and the crew. I mean, the people inside are mostly kids with two teachers, and yeah, you see these kids interacting with each other on this ship that is a wreck, basically lost in space. On Mugen, no reviews. The ship is functional, and it's just the crew that is composed by kids. But I mean, to me, there are a few similarities, mainly because they are so young. I mean, I still have to finish the series. I started with volume 1 today, and I wanna finish as soon as possible the coming days. But it's interesting because, like Mark said, it's basically a battle royale when people discover about the life support
Right.
sphere.
Or could you send me um the other that other show Mugen? It was so
Hmm?
so that other, so you're saying it has a premise similar to that anime you was watching, Mugen no something. Mugen
Mugen no reviews, only because basically, as I said, there are kids inside. The characters, the main characters are basically kids inside the spaceship,
okay.
but the
Kind of.
similarities starts and ends mostly there, I think.
Okay. Yeah, well, you could send
Yeah.
that to me in the. So is the series worth watching? That series you mentioned.
I mean, you could say yes. Personally, I haven't enjoyed that series that
Never.
much.
Kind of reminds me of They Were 11. It's also the same kind of premise. Kids on a spaceship that works, but they have to find out who was murdered or something. It's been a while since I watched it. It was from the 80s, from like 1986.
Okay, that's I need to. Yeah, I'm looking for more sci-fi stuff. Is I was reading what was that? What was the
Mugen.
creator from the creator of Emanon?
Kenji
With the
Tsuruta,
English.
Tsuruta Kenji, the
Yeah.
art, and Shinji Kaijo is the novel, the person who wrote the novel, and Tsuruta is the one who made the art, basically. You wanna
Oh,
read the one about the girl inside the space, like Captain
right. Yeah,
Momo?
that was
Mugen.
going interesting. That and it's ongoing, right? I think.
Yeah, but like anything made by the same author, we are like volume
Yeah.
one since it came out like 2 years ago, and no new
I
volumes ever. I mean, I'm still waiting for
uh
volume two.
you get it eventually. Okay, you get it. You get it.
Well, I don't
Uh,
know. Let's
we
hope
might
so.
we might all be dead. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Yeah, but it looked. Yeah, I like what I read. I don't know what I don't think he has an end game planned. So that is written and drawn by him, but Emanon was based on a novel. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. I
Okay.
mean, Emmanuel should have been like just a single volume, and then
And then you
they
gotta expand it.
decided to expand it and make more stories, a
Yeah.
continuation for it.
Yeah. Volume 1 was like the best one, then 2 dipped, 3 got better, and then a fourth, and then it got cancelled, like many of his stories. So,
I don't know if it. I mean, the novel has, I mean, like 7 volumes or something like that. Technically, a new manga could be made for Emanon if they
yeah,
want.
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Mm.
volume
It'll
three
be
and volume four were decent, and it all makes sense. And like with volume one, also, I mean, you could read volume one by itself and forget about the series, but if you continue and read them all, they all make sense together, and they are well made. I mean, even if somebody says to me that volume two is the weakest, it's still part of the whole picture, in my opinion.
so
Mhm.
I had a well, I basically going through everything that he was involved in. Because I definitely think he's an interesting guy, even if it's cancelled. I mean, I think his stuff is like is such that um how to say, even if it's not finished, it's still worth reading because I think they almost stand alone. A lot of stuff I think is standalone. Almost like this. Yeah, like YKK. Like a lot of stuff is kind of standalone if you think about it. You know.
I mean,
Like,
you mean reading a single volume of YKK and never continue?
Well, I mean, I want to continue, but what I mean is that it's not the kind of story that probably has like a definite conclusion. It's just we could do different things endlessly, you know. If that makes sense. We could have new stories in this world forever.
Technically,
like
yeah.
at the end of like at the end of YKK, there was a young girl that had grown up, and we saw her. This is not even really like to say a spoiler, you know. That's to show you how kind of unconnected this manga could be. But it's like, you know, so she's having adventures now, you know. I don't know if you remember it. But yeah, I think Emanon is kind of like that. Like, would you like to see, you know, what happens to Emanon in the future? Because she lives forever, right?
Basically, till the Earth dies. But hey, that's, you know, probably not something we're gonna see. But
Yeah, well, yeah, that would be like a dark way to end it, you know. Like, just imagine, yeah. So like at the end of YKK and the end of Emanon, you know, they're just wandering the.
And luckily it
Damn,
never
dude.
went for those two. So
Yeah, thank God. But you know, I think somebody else might have done it.
yeah, maybe. Oh yeah. By the way, I've also had.
Sorry for my keyboard, guys. I'm mute
Yeah,
myself.
we hear it all the time. We also kind of have to speak up all the time to.
It's like ASMR, you know. It's like, oh
Yeah, ASMR. You can't hear anybody
ASMR
else.
keyboard. I mean, because it's a mechanical keyboard, it's loud. Fuck.
Yeah, we know.
I don't really mind it though, to tell you the truth. But yeah, you know, like a lot of his stories, like Spirit of Wonder, you know, there's not really like an end game. Like, different things could just be happening. I also, by the way, I actually really like that series, you know, even though, well, I can't even call it a series. It's just like a
It's
few
more
things.
like an OVA series of like different stories, in a way.
And it's not high stakes, you know. Like, is there any other thing that you guys could recommend in that vein, you know, like not high stakes all the time? You know?
I mean, not really. I mean, kind of went through everything already of like that I know of. Like the last one was like a bit of like some unknown anime, and I went through one anime, but like that's been like 2 episodes ago or something like that.
Which one was it?
What was that again? Let me look. It's the second time I'm gonna see
you
it
know,
on here, but
you could see after YKK, you know, there's nothing else like it, you know. That is why I'm always looking for more stuff like it. It's really unique, you know. Like, I must have read 20 things after that trying to find something, you know. And I did find Mushishi. That was good.
I forgot the greatest anime was made in 1969. Watch that video, then you get what I mean. I'm not gonna show it on here and again because I did it like 2 episodes ago. Then it's gonna be a bit repeating myself, but I can show it on the Discord real quick. Oh.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, you know, it really shows like there's so much experimentation they could do in animation that they don't do, and I always talk about it. Because I guess, well, it's such a huge investment of time and money that they want to stick to a formula. You know, they want to stick to something that is surely going to be a hit, or very likely going to be a hit, if that makes sense. You know, I mean, it's just the way it is, I guess. But it's kind of, I don't know. Although, like we say, you know, I hope Netflix and these other streaming services get to make more stuff. Yeah, would you would you sign up to Netflix if they were doing a full YKK adaptation?
I mean,
know?
hell,
Unlikely.
if it's only on there, and I couldn't watch it anywhere illegal, then probably. But if I can watch it on legal, then screw that.
You know what?
'Cause,
I almost would. Yeah, what you were saying, Koma. I think Koma was agreeing.
I mean, I can't see Netflix doing an adaptation for Yokohama Kaidashi Kiko, even if they.
You know what? Like you'll say that, right? But then on the other hand, didn't they do an adaptation of Summit of the Gods, which
Yeah,
I mean, it was a
but
French studio, not really in, you know, I mean, Netflix don't really make those animated.
it wasn't a
Netflix
Netflix original, right?
Yeah, but there was not an original for them. It was like a whole other
But
studio that was
I'll
making
say
it. So
they surely have fingers in it because they wouldn't have been able to bankroll that without them. Like I could say, let's say you have a guaranteed distribution deal. That goes a long way, right? You know, in terms of
yeah.
securing funding. You know, like let's say we had to get a loan. You know, if we could show, yeah, Netflix is totally gonna show this after we make it. You're gonna get a lot of people probably throwing money at you. You know, because it's kind of like not, a lot of people don't like Epic Games, but Epic Games, when they have an exclusive, I assume that it helps to pay for the game, and that they have guaranteed distribution for the game, which is like yeah, that's something that that will help a small studio. You know, like I don't know if you noticed recently, there've been a lot of Epic exclusives that people they're not that happy with. But on the other hand, I think there's no other way that this game would have gotten made, probably, for small studios. And I think a lot of these series is like that. A lot of these things are like that in that they would never have been able to be made before. You know? So I mean, I guess is there's good and bad to it. You know, like like you know the game Bayonetta.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of people want Bayonetta to come to other consoles, Bayonetta 2 and 3, but Nintendo was the one that bankrolled it. So
Yeah.
So you know.
Well.
So it's a situation like that.
Yeah, on the Wikipedia it says here in January 2015 it was announced that they were making one. Then it was produced by GNF Films, Walking Dog, Music Productions. Later on, 2020 got a festival. Later on, it got a Kansas festival. And even later in 2021, it got a international release by Netflix, but nothing that really says that it was bankrolled by Netflix itself. So I guess it was just, they got the rights to do it and they released it international. That was just more than an international release, but the production was really in France itself, I guess, for this one.
Well, like I said, even having the promise of Netflix to distribute it, like I had like once when I was trying to get funding for something, one of the things that they asked was, do you have any express interest in of any local station showing this? And I imagine like plenty of these other places have that kind of question asked too. Yeah. So when you make this, how are you gonna distribute it? You know, and this was for a grant, you know. So like, it is something that people look at when they're giving out grants, you know. So if they could come back and say, yeah, Netflix totally say they're gonna show this, you know, they're probably more likely to get through with something. Yeah. You know, sometimes shows stuff is funded by like what seems to be like dozens of people. I'm sure you've seen shows where they have like 50 friggin' logos in the beginning, you know? Like, yeah, what is this show actually ever gonna start? How many people produce this damn thing? What the hell is this? I sure seen that kind of thing. Like oh, in have you guys seen or heard of interview with the what is this late night with the devil? It's
Mm,
a live action horror movie.
hmm.
I don't know if you yeah you
Not
guys
really.
fans of or what or I should say what live action shows have you guys seen recently, if any?
Yeah.
Mm,
I mean, Godzilla today, live action. Or you mean literally from manga or something or anime?
No. Generally.
Oh no, well, Godzilla, animation, bunch of movies.
How was it?
Godzilla, yeah, that was pretty good. It
Yeah.
was just, first movie I saw of two dudes in a suit battling it out, and with a space an UFO trying to attack idiots and trying to take over the world to make an empire or something. Well, lots of explosions and it was fun and like you know, don't take it too literal or take it too great.
Okay. And what about you, Koma?
mm, I don't know. I'm thinking. Mm,
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Like oh the oh I still haven't seen the boy and the heron yet. You guys seen it?
Born Aaron, yeah, I've seen that in the cinema. That was pretty good for 7
Okay.
years that that was made.
You could you see why it took 7 years on screen, or what are you thinking?
Oh yeah, lots of like the animation, obviously COVID that came between, so they had to wait a while, so they couldn't release it. They wanted to release it earlier, but they couldn't because of COVID, so they could, you know, make it a lot
Oh wait, so
longer.
it was actually finished before? Is that what you're saying?
I think I don't remember, but I think that COVID definitely had an influence on it, so they couldn't really work as much on it as they wanted. So it would be released much earlier, but I think that really did a number on it. But you know,
All right.
typical Miyazaki film, pretty good animation and plot and whatnot.
All right. I'm
About
gonna check
more
it out.
his, past, obviously, as a boy, being after being just in the war. His parents were in a factory for warplanes that being made, so that was a whole small backstory to that, and was apparently some kind of message uh to his son that like you don't have to succeed in this career. Like it's fine that you don't have to do this. You can be happy without being successful in this or something like that. That some people have interpreted the movie as for his son,
All
but
right.
you know,
Yeah, I know that guy is. Yeah, yeah, I could imagine him not being an easy person to live with.
oh no,
Uh,
oh no, oh no.
yeah. You know, I think a lot of people romanticize him, and not imagining him being a curmudgeon kind of a guy.
Not
Um,
really, no. I mean, I remember when he was being shown what AI could do in a horror movie or in a movie, and he was completely tearing it down. Like, I don't want this anywhere near my movies. It is just giant piece of crap that I don't want. I have to show that. Wait.
yeah. I think I know the clip, and like the guy was like, he was
Like, I know,
devastated,
like, the fuck do I say to this shit?
Yeah, and the yeah, but what was weird is that the producer brought them, from what I could understand. So the producer brings these guys. Yeah, show this guy what you're working on. Yeah, and then he proceeds to tear it down. And it was like a zombie walking around, right? Like it was
Yeah.
procedural animation. Yeah. You know, yeah. I don't think he like yeah, he surely wouldn't like people, Oh yeah, people making cartoons on like iPads and shit now, Amazon Fire tablets. What do you think of that? He would probably hate that too.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It's also
I
like
actually kind
it's
of
ragdolling. I can kind of see why they think it, but you know.
yeah, but like on the other hand, what I think was interesting about it was like the AI creatures seem to come up with the movement itself, right? Like that.
Yeah. I know.
So I actually thought that was kind of interesting because it's like it's doing locomotion in a way that you would never imagine. You know what I mean?
Mm.
You know, I think that's interesting. Yeah, but yeah, I think he had some words to say about the kids going around with iPads and they're swiping with these obscene like kind of movements. You can't even could you imagine? I wonder if Studio Ghibli even have tablets uh to draw on. Maybe I don't know. But weirdly, I think there's a studio made from spin-offs of Ghibli. I think the studio that did Mary and the Witch's Flower.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Studio Colorado or something like that.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe Miyazaki also takes this a bit too personal by getting it to by a friend that is disabled. I mean, it's AI. It's like an experiment that has nothing to do with that. But
Yeah,
I can also see why he would never incorporate it into his own movies because it's just not his style at all, and just way too old for it to really
yeah. Well,
get into that stuff.
I was wondering why the hell did you think the producer brought those guys? Because you know how crazy this guy is.
I don't know, just to see what would happen if he sees this kind of shit. But like, the internet got something interesting out of it, and like they know that they never have to invite him again. They know for sure now what would happen. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he was too hard on those guys.
Yeah,
Like yeah, look,
Being usual Miyazaki stuff, just
the
going
future.
all out on this shit.
Yeah, this is like the future is now old man moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Although I mean, despite us, and I say that in spite of being somebody that into doing stuff by hand myself. It's like yeah, even so, relax.
Yeah, it's not the end of the
Wait,
damn AI nowadays. It's like, way too difficult for AI to do that now. I mean, I remember one anime with like literally a zombie apocalypse that they did with cheap, VR headsets, and then a full body motion thing. Trying to watch it.
Okay, but I'll say this though, like especially with 3D, like you say, they could start it with the AI to get the broad strokes, and then they could go in and do it by hand. They could finish it up.
Yeah. That's been done.
So I think, I mean,
I don't think Miyazaki is just too focused on his own stories to really let that go to do his own stuff.
it'd be
Let
funny.
an AI really work on it. I don't think.
Imagine if after the boy and the heron finish, one of them come out, one of the guys behind the scenes come on and say, yeah, I use AI for this part, and he didn't even friggin' know. So
God, he would kill him. Oh man, I want to see the execution on that. He would kill him if that happened.
You know what? I want that to happen now. I just want to see what would happen. It's like, yeah, see, it's not that bad. And I say this as somebody that's not really into AI, to this AI art.
He would lose his job if he loses his life.
Oh yeah, and they will have to like black out the face and digitize the voice like how they do, Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
totally
yeah. Some AI voice doing some background voice that nobody would ever notice. Oh no,
yeah.
no
And I'm not
problem.
gonna tell you which one it is. I'm not gonna tell you which part it was used. Try to find it, or like that. Yeah,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I think the cat is out of the bag now. It's gonna be in more and more things. You know. I don't know. What do you think?
eventually.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But
Other news. Also been to King's Day, which is basically on the birthday of our king, because we have a monarchy. We have a huge party around in the whole country, and just have this market that everybody can just sell stuff on the streets, just like anything that has been lying around. So you have all around the Netherlands have you got like these free markets basically, and everybody's doing orange because those are our colors for our country, and we're all families going to a city and have all these kinds of events, etc., 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 and festivals and whatnot. And you can find some nice stuff on like these free markets. On ours, there's a lot of clothes and other stuff, and well, my father only found one book or something like that, and the rest not much else. But like, yeah, like it's a fun time. Lots of drinking too, and lots of filth just on the streets and whatnot the day after, and lots of
okay,
drunk people. Hmm?
all right. So it's like is the only day for the year that people could sell on the streets openly.
Yeah, basically, like normally, if you want to sell anything on the street, it has to be completely free because you can't sell anything for money on the street. Only on this day you can sell stuff on the street
Oh, okay.
for anything. So, it's
So it's like
a fun day.
a, a nationwide
Yeah,
garage
yeah,
sale.
nationwide. Yeah. First, it
Okay,
was
that is
called
interesting.
Queen's Day because of our queen before that, and was on her birthday. So it's like for like a few generations like that. The case, I think, in the last 100 years or something like that. I don't know how long it's been going around, but like, oh, well, it's a fun day.
All right, all right. Because I see some other guy on the server had mentioned it. Um,
Hmm. Oh
somebody else
yeah,
on the
yeah,
server.
Rem. Yeah, yeah. He's also Dutch, but he lives in like Norway or something like that. He was apparently also here. They didn't know that he was here also, and couldn't be on the stream because he was just completely wrecked by a day of partying and drinking and whatnot. So
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was because he was out looking for deals. You know.
No, 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 no. And he's just completely wrecked by drinking, partying, and whatnot. So no.
Uh, well, maybe he got a deal on the drinks. I don't know.
Yeah, could be, could be, could be.
Yeah, yeah. Look
You
at all
get
this
really.
expired alcohol. It has to go
Oh yeah,
now.
yeah. Ah yeah,
Uh,
poison. Yeah, nice.
yeah, you know. Yeah, but in theory, in Trinidad, you're not supposed to sell on the streets, but that is more of a suggestion.
Yes, man.
Uh,
Yeah, it's one of those like we know it's against the law, but everybody does it, so it's kind of gets being put under the rock as it were.
yeah, I mean, like, yeah, here what this guy got arrested for the other day. The police took a guy's camouflage steering wheel cover.
Oh, weird.
Because apparently you're not supposed to have camouflage. Now, keep in mind, you could walk down High Street and see camouflage shit selling on the side of the road and bandanas and all kind of thing, and people
Hmm.
walking up and down with it.
But not a cover for your steering wheel.
No. It's just like it seems just like we just need to act like we're doing something. We're not gonna solve all these murders. We're not gonna look into all these dead bodies littering the
Oh
road.
no, those are
Uh,
not important.
no. We jamming up this old man for a steering wheel cover.
Yeah, of course,
Is right?
because the steering wheel is invisible now. How can we see
Yeah,
what you're steering with? Like, of course
yeah.
we have to question.
I was yeah. That's what I posted somewhere. I said, oh wow. thank God these guys were so sharp. They was actually able to see what this guy was doing despite being camouflaged, you know. So wait, is somebody gonna mistake his his regular car for some kind of like an army Humvee or something, or like a Jeep, and they're just gonna give him a, oh yeah, you have like a camouflage on his steering wheel, you know. We're gonna lay into like this top secret facility or whatever, you know. It's ridiculous. It's like
Yeah.
we're not gonna we're gonna harass people just to show that we're doing something. Oh yeah, it was kind of a thing on a local social media, you know. Murder
Mm.
is just as um steering wheel covers that are camouflage. No, forbidden. It's
That's
business,
a big
you know.
no.
Yeah. Yeah, thank God. The streets are safe now, you know.
No, yes. I mean, we have kind of stuff sometimes too for like the weirdest reasons people get arrested. Can't really get an example right now, but yeah, sometimes it happens for like the weirdest reasons, or like the smallest
Yeah.
reasons, or like whatever happened. But eh,
I hope it not. I hope it not as retarded as here. You know, it's like yeah, it here's there's always
who knows?
some kind of made up shit. Yeah, but
Hmm.
what time we at now? I think it's like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like 1 hour of 52 minutes, or like 53 now at the moment. But
Yeah, but
yeah,
Koma, you know what's going on with? I sure you have something to say. Uh,
No, not exactly. I mean, I've been silent for quite a while actually, but it's interesting that you have a king in the Netherlands. There are
yeah.
not many countries with monarchy in
No,
Europe.
no, no. It's a bit rare nowadays. Like a few, like the majority of countries around us have presidency, except Belgium. That's still monarchy, and then maybe in Sweden. Yeah, Sweden has
Sweden and
still.
Norway, I think, even Norway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Then
And
maybe some African countries and some other countries don't really
Japan,
remember.
Japan has a
Oh
monarchy.
yeah, Japan. Yeah, still has one. Yeah.
A few countries in Asia, I think, also. I mean, one at least has a monarchy.
Mm.
um,
How does
it,
it feel like to have a king in your country?
I mean, some people don't really like it because they want to there was some people want to president, but that also costs money and also has some problems with it, like you see in America, etc., etc., etc. And some people just making fun of the guy, just like how he looks or how he talks or like what he did in the past, etc., etc., etc. Those kinds of things. And like it was Prince Beer or something like that when he was young. He was called something like that because he had partied a lot when he was younger,
Prince
etc.,
Bear.
etc. Yeah,
I
Prince
I'd vote
Bill,
for
we
that
called
guy.
him that. Hmm?
I say I would vote for that guy. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun. It would be a fun job, I would think.
There's this guy. What was it? He was the cooked up mayor of Canada, I think. I want to say Rob Ford or something like that. I don't know if you
Hmm.
know. He was kind of like a meme. He passed away now, but like see if you can look up that Rob Ford. I think Rob Ford cooked up
Rob
mayor of Canada
Ford.
or something like that. He was a Canadian politician. You know, you don't normally think of Canadian people as being totally on coke and whatever. But
This guy.
yeah, that guy. You know, he looks like a bad guy from Captain Planet and the Planeteers. You know,
True. Or like in James
uh,
Bond film.
yeah, it's like now tell me, could you not vote for this guy? You know,
I mean, you
as
could party with this guy.
yeah, I mean, look, you can't say that for a lot of people. You know, for a lot of
Yeah, he
these
looks
stuck up.
fucked in here.
Yeah, you know, a lot
He
of
He's
was
people.
dead
in
A
coke
though,
lot
or
of
right?
something.
He's dead
yeah,
now though.
Yeah, in
sadly,
2016.
R.I.P. You know, I'm more R.I.P. in for him than anybody else really. Yeah, all the rest
Oh
could frizz
wait, I
off.
recognize this guy. Yeah, he had some kind of video. He had the whole drama with that years ago, and it just kept on going for like a while, something like that.
And he was like a popular target for memes and things. He have a meme where he look, you know. Look up the Rob Ford list of there's like a Rob Ford scale of being in trouble, you know. And like he have like a series of interesting facial expressions where he gained progressively, you know. Oh shit, they found all the coke. Oh shit, they found, you know, the dead. Anyway, yeah, but I think he's still though, you know. So hopefully the legacy will live on. The legacy
Yeah.
of doing coke. No, I'll
Nice.
say this:
Don't do
if you're
coke,
doing
kids,
coke,
by the way.
if you're doing coke on your own money though, now that this is a little different. If you, I don't think he was. Nobody ever said he was embezzling money to do coke. He just used his money to do coke, you know. So that's a little
I mean,
different.
it's on himself. Just like, I just wanted to do coke, but the rest of the country was not having it.
You know. If anything, he's progressive, you know.
Yeah, in his own right for himself. He's progressive for
A lot of-
himself. Yeah, to do.
a lot of people, you know, a lot of people believe you should be able to put whatever the hell you want in your body, you know, as long as you ain't hurting nobody. Hey, you know what?
Man, to think if he was president of North Korea, how fucked up that country would be even more.
Man, I don't know. Maybe coke is what our guy doing to get by. I don't know.
Oh well.
Yeah, this is. Yeah. You gotta have more controversial opinions on this show if you want people to come. You know,
Yeah. Just have some coke mayor coming up.
Oh man, that would be great if you get a guest like that. Yeah. This guy, he's the mayor of a town, and the only way he could do it was to be high all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
But oh well, I guess we hit like the 2 hours, so I'm gonna stop it here. Well,
all right.
That was the episode of the week, and we can see you over 2 weeks or whenever that is. Subscribe, like, and whatnot, and see you next time.
See you next time.
We'll talk more about cocaine next time. Yeah.
Yeah, cocaine. Yeah, cocaine is really good for you. Bye.
Bye.
All right.